Electoral body INEC has extended the deadline for the collection of permanent voters' cards, or PVCs, by 8 days. Collection of cards will now continue until Saturday, the 29th of January. Collection at the ward level has also been extended by 1 week from Monday, 16th January to Sunday, 22nd January. The Commission says it is encouraged by the turnout of registered voters and the surge in the number of collected PVCs across the country. It says in some of the states, as many as 100,000 PVCs were collected in the last 5 days since the devolution of ward levels started last week.
Meanwhile, the electoral body says it's investigating allegations of extortion by its officials at some collection centers around the country. The Commission says those found culpable will face disciplinary action or prosecution. The Labour Party's Presidential Campaign Council has also accused INEC staff of deliberately slowing down the pace of PVC distributions to Nigerians. And some Nigerians around the country have criticized what they call the long and difficult process in getting their cards.
Okay, let's bring in INEC's National Commissioner and Chairman Information and Voter Education Committee, Festus Okoye. Festus, very warm evening to you and welcome to Newsnight. Cheery news from Nigerians about the extension of the window for the collection of voters' card by another 1 week. Tell us all those things you put in aggregation to arrive at this.
Well, you know, the 2023 general election is all about the Nigerian people. From the beginning, the Commission put in place processes and procedures that will enable the people to exercise their democratic franchise. And the collection of PVC is one of those processes and procedures. We couldn't have gone the whole hog in making sure that people register without also making available avenues for them to collect their PVCs. I just came back from Anambra State and from Abia State, where I also supervised a PVC collection. And I can see the enthusiasm of the Nigerian people relating to PVC collection. And it is an aggregation of all this that led us into extending the period within which our staff will remain at the various registration areas or wards for PVC collection. And so we are really, really encouraged at the enthusiasm shown by Nigerians in relation to this election.
And Mr. Okoye, I mean, there have been complaints from political parties, Nigerians, CSO, civil society organizations about this whole procedure of collection of PVCs. Is INEC overwhelmed? Some say this is a deliberate attempt not to give PVC to some people. How do you react to all of these allegations?
No, this cannot be a deliberate attempt to deny PVC to any individual. If you recall, when we started the PVC collection process, it was at the at the 704 local government areas of Nigeria. Now we devolved to the 8,809 registration areas in order for people to collect their cards in a very, very seamless manner. Now, all resident electoral commissioners were directed to look at the peculiar situation in their various states and local governments, and also be creative and innovative in terms of a PVC collection process. We have further reinforced that particular directive. And you will see that from tomorrow, most of the resident electoral commissioners and the electoral officers at the local government level are going to increase the number of personnel, especially in some of the areas that have more than 100 polling units across the federation. And so we are reinforcing our personnel, and we're also devolving to some other centers based on the local peculiarities and also based on the appreciation by the resident electoral commissioners and the electoral officers of where there is a huge surge. So we are not overwhelmed. We are on top of the situation. And Nigerians who validly registered will definitely get their PVCs during this election.
Well, one would have thought such logistic problems as collecting the PVC wouldn't, be hydra-headed as it is now if proper plans had been put in place for the collection. How many of your staff have you apprehended with the warnings you gave out that you will prosecute any INEC staff that is seeking gratification before handing PVCs to their rightful owners?
Well, these are allegations that have been made on the social media, and these are also allegations that have been posted in different platforms. And based on these allegations, we have asked our resident electoral commissioners and the electoral officers in the various local governments to carry out investigation, discreet investigation, to find out whether some of these allegations are true, whether our staff are collecting money, or whether some people are inducing our staff in order for them to do what is not right. Not only that, we're also investigating allegations of discriminatory issuance of PVCs to certain individuals. And the moment we carry out this investigation, the moment we get the report of this investigation, we will make a determination whether there has been any infraction, both in terms of our rules of procedure and also in terms of the laws of the Federation. And if we establish this, we will proceed against such an individual, both within our disciplinary mechanism and also within the laws of the country. But we have asked the resident electoral commissioners to investigate some of these allegations and make a prima facie case whether they are true or false.
And there are those who have questioned INEC's credibility on accurate data, especially when it comes to the production of these PVCs. As regards claims with transfer and replacement of PVCs, it is thought that you know the number of people who registered, you print, produce, and distribute to their states for collection. But there are so many complaints of people who say they keep returning to INEC offices and they tell them to come even after the elections in some parts of the country. What's going on in that stead?
Let me make a certain clarification. Because of our imputing technology into the electoral process, we allow Nigerians to carry out transfer and also to report lost or damaged PVC from any part of the country. But if you live in Lagos and you indicate that you want to transfer to Kaduna State and to Kaduna North local government, what the commission will do is to take your new PVC to Kaduna North and to Kaduna State and Kaduna North local government area. But some people are going to the local government area where they carried out this transfer to go and look for their cars. No, their cars have been taken to the new location where they say they want to vote. That is one. Secondly, there are some people who lost their PVCs or whose PVCs were damaged. During the CVR, rather than report lost or damaged PVC, they went and registered afresh. These categories of people, we cancelled their fresh registration and left their previous registration open as valid. So we are trying to make these explanations. But there are also some people who have a genuine concern, who do not fall into this category. We've asked such people to make a report to our issuing officers. And if we investigate and find out that that is right, we will print their PVCs and deliver their PVCs to location.
All right. Another big issue or worries for Nigerians and even outside observers who are already in Nigeria is that how massive is your voters' education being carried out right now? Who are the stakeholders that you're partnering with? We're not seeing the jingles or the television commercials about the elections due in just about 44 days' time or so.
If you look at our timetable and schedule of activities that we released on the 26th day of February 2022, we have 14 items in that timetable and schedule of activities. Out of those 14 items, we have already implemented 11. So you can see, and we implemented this 11 on schedule. So we are on top of the situation. We are within our schedule, and we are even slightly ahead in terms of our preparations and in terms of our procedures. Civic and voter education is ongoing, but civic and voter education is a shared responsibility. Political parties must do their own bit, and we're also collaborating with civil society groups and organizations in making sure that we ramp up the civic and voter education. We are also using our own local initiatives at the local level with the National Orientation Agency and also with our electoral officers in reaching traditional rulers religious leaders, and other civic groups and organizations. And so we are doing a lot in terms of civic and voter education, and Nigerians are aware of what is going on.
Okay. Well, we have to thank you so much, Festus Okoye of INEC, the electoral body here in Nigeria. We do appreciate your time, and we'll be knocking on your door almost all the time as we count down to this election. Thank you for granting us your time on the news.